Alright guys, let's dive off into some Call of Duty knowledge. What's going on? This is Nick, and what we're going to be talking about today is something that is of the utmost importance to anybody out there who's looking to become a better Call of Duty player, somebody who's more effective at any Call of Duty game, not just Black Ops 2, but all of them, and that's the art of rushing. And it's something that you see the best players in the world are able to do very effectively, and there's some very common misconceptions with it though. The number one when I think of people that say rushing, you're not rushing where you were rushing or anything like that, is you see a bunch of the emblems in Black Ops 2 that say rush, run until shit happens. That's not rushing in my mind. That's playing like a chicken with your head cut off. That's the way I play when I'm going for clips. I challenge every single gunfight. It doesn't matter if there's a stack of 6 of them. I'm going to try to kill every single one of them. That's not rushing. Rushing, in my mind, true rushing is a very dedicated push from one side of the map, whether it's C or A, to the other side of the map. And it's playing with a smart head on your shoulders, recognizing what's in front of you, recognizing your surroundings, recognizing the gun fights that you're putting yourself into, and recognizing what weapon you're using, and getting a feel for the other team and seeing what weapons they're using, and understanding what situations you can place yourself into to where you always come out on top in a gunfight. It's not a safe way to play, but it's also not a very aggressive way to play. It's the perfect middle ground for being a strong Call of Duty player. And I'm going to have a gameplay run in the back, and what I want y'all to see is the first part of the game, the first round of the game, I play it very flawlessly. I play it great. And I want y'all to see that, and then the second round, I make some pretty big mistakes. I get some gunfights I shouldn't, and throughout the first round I do as well. And I'm going to try to point those out and tell y'all what I do in this game that's right and what I do in this game that's wrong. What's effective rushing and what isn't. Guys, rushing is like painting a canvas. You're the brush and the map is your canvas. It's so fluid and it's controlling the map in your favor in any way possible. But anyways, here we go in the gameplay, guys, and you see my immediate push is, as always, I go for B. And why I go for B is because I use C4 and I never worry about the home flag. Stop worrying about the home flag, guys, especially in Black Ops 2. All that's doing is slowing you down from getting better positioning on the enemy team. The reason I always push B or immediately push out of my home flag, whether it be cutting around to the edges or not, is because I want to get to where I want to go the quickest. That way I'm ahead of the enemy team and I can put myself in smart cover before they ever reach me. So you see me hop on B, get a very easy capture kill with C4. If you don't use C4, I don't recommend the B push because C4 is pretty much what protects you on B pushes and what helps you get those easy capture kills. So if you aren't using C4, I would much rather recommend going around the outside edge of the maps or whatnot. But anyways, you see the B cap, guys, and you see my immediate move is to pick up some pretty tough gunfights. You have to win some gunfights on your initial push, guys, because it's the most crucial push in the game. This is what determines whether your game is going to be good or not, in my mind, is the opening push, your initial push in the game. But you see my move, the move I make, the most important move I want to point out right there, is after I pick up those 3 guys, instead of immediately pushing into C-spawn, I realize that there's nothing but open area back there on the map overflow. You see back there where I'm looking right now, it's nothing but open area. And if those guys have assault rifles, there's no way I'm going to win that gunfight. So I move into that building that's all to my left right now. I get to a head glitch. I get to cover. I wait for them to spawn and come to me, and I pick up 4 or 5 very easy kills that get me my streak started right off the bat. And then immediately after the spawn clears out a little bit, we hop on C, we cap C. And instead of pushing out of C, I rotate back into the building because I realize that there's probably going to be some stragglers spawning around. And when I'm using an SMG, guys, I never want to be in open area. I always, always, always preach putting yourself into cover, putting yourself into a building. You have the fastest shooting class category, excuse me, guys, in the game. So use it to your advantage. I watch gameplays, or I watch some of my friends play, and they're using SMGs, and they're running down alleyways. They're running in open area with SMGs, and they're losing constant gunfights, and they're getting so mad saying, the lag's killing me, I can't win gunfights. It's not necessarily the lag, it's the way you're playing the gunfights. And let me stop real quick and point out this very crucial part. You see me pop smoke right there? Smoke is a very crucial tool in Black Ops 2 to rushing. All those guys were spawning down to A to the right of me, and I knew they were most likely using LMGs, and that was a dumb C4 right there, but I knew they were most likely using LMGs, and they had nothing but open area ahead of them. If I'd have pushed out right there without any kind of cover, I would have most likely got picked up and killed. So what did I do? I popped smoke, I moved into that B building, and I got to where I knew I could win gunfights. If they pushed at me from that alleyway, if they pushed into that building, I have the fastest shooting SMG in the game. I'm going to win that gunfight 8 to 9 out of 10 times, without a doubt. The only thing you have to worry about in that situation is a shotgun. But I'd been getting a feel for the team, and I realized nobody was using shotguns. And that's something that's so crucial to rushing too, guys, is understanding what the enemy team is using. After a couple of deaths or after you encounter a few of them, you should be recognizing whether they're using SMGs, whether they're using assault rifles, whether there's shotguns on the team, or whether there's snipers on the team. And that right there was one of the mistakes I made. You see that right there? I moved out from behind that van. There is nothing but a long line of sight right there. And there was a guy sitting down there with the LMG target finder. Why I did not rotate back into the bank building and come back to where I am right now and rotate behind them, I don't know. It was a very dumb play, and that's what I'm talking about, making smart plays and dumb plays when you're rushing. You don't run out into gunfights that you know you can't win. And there's smoke again, guys. There's my way of pushing into the spawn and getting into cover, getting to this head glitch, and getting to where I know I can win gunfights. As you haven't noticed, like I was preaching earlier, I never try to position myself with an SMG in open area. I know I said that earlier, but the way I like to work an SMG is I like to find buildings or obstacles anywhere around big spawns on the map. It doesn't matter what map it is. There's usually a building or some type of cover that is near a very major spawn, and I like to get there when I feel like they're going to spawn there. When that side of the map's empty, I'll rotate to that side. I'll get to where I think they're going to spawn, and I'll wait for them to come to me, and I'll position myself in spots that I know I can win every gunfight that comes before me. And once again, there's another dumb play. I know that that's open area, and instead of pushing back around and coming back around to them, I push back open into an open area, and a guy with a target finder FAL picked me up. And here is the biggest power position on this map. Let me give you a tip for overflow. Where I just rotated out of, that bank building, that door I just came out of, that spawn off behind me is a huge spawn. If you can ever catch that spawn just right and you're in the bank room, most guys' idea of getting out of that spawn is running into bank room or trying to get to B as fast as they can is what they normally do, and the quickest route there is going into bank. And you can be sitting there, and there's so many head glitches in bank. There's the desk, there's laying down beside the door waiting for them to run in, there's sitting off in that room where the ladder is, and you can wait for them to come in there. There's so many areas of opportunity in that bank room to pick up very easy gunfights that it makes it a huge power position on this map, and it's one I like to use a whole lot on this map. But there's just a little quick tip for the map overflow, and we've rotated into the second round, and the more I think about it, I don't know if I make a lot of mistakes in the second round. You can see right here, that's not very smart of me right there. I'm missing shots left and right, but I keep trying to challenge him, and you never want to do that, guys. If you're using an SMG and you miss shots on somebody and they're capping a flag or something like that, or you hit shots on somebody, and this is map awareness, this is being aware of gunfights. If you hit shots on somebody that's running away from you, like if I was to hit shots on this guy right here that just died in front of me, and he was running away from me and my teammates weren't around me, I realized that I have an SMG once again, and that if he has an assault rifle and he turns around on me, I'm probably not going to win that gunfight. So the best move for me right there would have been, if the gunfight had turned out differently, was to cut down that alley to my left and get away from that gunfight. You can't win every gunfight in these games, guys. There's a lot of variables that go into winning gunfights. It's placement, it's being smart, and it's also having connection on your side. And connection on your side is something you can't control. So if you get into a gunfight that you already are at a disadvantage in as far as weapon choice goes, then don't challenge it. I mean, just get away from it. Whether it be, there's a very easy kill right there. This dude's in the wide open. I think I can kill him, and I'm one off my swarm. Don't challenge it. You're just putting yourself at double the disadvantage you're already at. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. Using your mind. Playing with an open mind. Playing with a strong perspective of how this game rotates and how this game works. You have to understand spawns. You have to understand weapon choice. And it's not something you're going to learn overnight. It's not something you're probably going to learn from watching this video. It's something that you have to practice. You have to start trying to think when you play Black Ops 2. Take the game seriously once or twice when you're playing at nighttime, and trying to put yourself into situations where you're always going to win gunfights. Try to make forward progression, but don't make it too aggressive. Put yourself in great situations. to where you're probably not going to lose gunfights and to where you always have an easy advantage. And that right there, there's another mistake I make and somehow I come out alive, guys. I challenged 2 guys in an open alley. You never want to do that with an SMG. But anyways, I hope y'all see where I was trying to go with this video, guys. I might try to do some more tips videos later on down the road. But I hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, please drop me a like. And if you're new, guys, go subscribe. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video. But this has been A-Town, and I'm out. Peace.